Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. We're back today for part 22 and there is a big game happening at Dundee. We're doing okay, we've started alright at the club, we've recovered from a poor start and today we've got January transfer deadline day in the hands of our director of football and a Dundee derby against United. 8th v 9th, same number of points, separated by just 4 on goal difference. Injuries for both sides, both in a little bit of disarray. It's going to be an absolute cracker. So if you're looking forward to it, just our 3rd episode at our new club, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 content from 2 long-term stories, as well as 2 live streams every week and plenty of content from the podcast channel too. You can catch all of that up in the eye above. But today is all about Dundee. So let's go back to the messaging screen because it is transfer deadline day in Scotland. Our director of football's been trying to sign one. Didn't quite work out earlier in the window. That man rejected us. We'll take a look in a minute. And there's another one that could be going through now. So we'll keep an eye on that as all eyes are on the Dundee derby. 8th v 9th tomorrow night. So thankfully we're not on deadline day. But there's plenty to be excited about. We'll deal with the press conference in a minute. We'll get through deadline day. As Lawrence Shankland's still at Dundee United banging the goals away. But let's start today by looking at the transfer window so far. Bit frustrating, but a few signs of positivity as well. So you can see some of the potential deals there. Let's have a look at the history, because this month, the easiest way to say it is nobody's gone out. One man's come in, but he's a youngster, a 21-year-old right back. Not really quite sure why £4,000 got wasted on him. But the man that the director of football tried to sign before was Hiram Boateng from Sunderland. So he rejected us over wage demands, which is a shame because he was that box-to-box midfielder we were looking for. He's got the legs in there, he's got the technical quality, got great vision, but it wasn't to be. It looks like he's now going somewhere else, New York, over in the MLS. So we lost out on that target, but the director of football has now put in a loan bid for Hearts' Andy Irving. Now, they're 11th in the league, so I'm not sure why they're loaning players of this quality out. But Irving, on the face of it, looks a very good player. Another one who's a good playmaker, got enough legs to be box-to-box, although not as natural at it. And in terms of reports, he's up there with the other 3. So there is absolutely no complaint we can have if we get him in. It's a shame it's not a permanent addition, to be honest. But it is what it is. There's also a couple of outs potentially going on. Lyle Cameron has agreed to join Falkirk, a young player. And Ewan White, who is a young right winger with not a huge amount of potential, it's got to be said. There is an offer here for $425,000 by the looks of it. I don't remember it coming in. When did that happen? It says free at the end there though. I don't really understand what's going on with this one. He's out of contract I think this season, isn't he? Ewan White, yeah. So unless it's a free agent deal with compensation perhaps, I don't know. But it'd be a massive sum to get for someone of that quality. So we look forward to seeing what happens with that. We are working hard behind the scenes. Our director of football desperately trying to get us some staff in. Unfortunately though, nothing really happening yet. So Jay Hurd's got a big day on his hands. We've got a big game tomorrow. So we'll skip ahead through deadline day, see if there's any sign-ins, and then we'll review the results ahead of the derby. So I hope you're looking forward to this one. It's going to be an interesting day. If we can just get 1 or 2 little additions, I'll be very happy going into the second half of the season. We have a transfer and we have another offer and I think we might have some big money coming in. So let's have a look. At the registration window we'll sort in a minute. Yeah, he has. Ewan White has gone for $425,000. Jay Hurd has pulled off a blinder there. Big compensation, potentially £1 million. How on earth have we got that money for him? Look who's gone out to Leicester as well in the summer before we joined. Finlay Robertson, another hero from our Cliftonville save last year. But that's bizarre. Big money for him. And it really is helping the finances here, which haven't dipped at all. So let's have a look at the rest of the news here. Irving has joined us. It's $1.2 a week and $1.5 a month. That is peanuts for what we're getting. So let's go and register him for the squad because he's a very good player. I'm not quite sure how we've got someone of that talent, to be honest. He's a really good player, 3-star ability. He's rated level with Burns, so basically alongside Pittman and Gorin, we've got someone who can rotate now. We've got a backup in centre midfield. And whether it's him or the current starter Burn, I don't know. But between them, we've got a very good squad in midfield. So a really good addition there. I'm delighted with that one. We'll get Cammy Kerr to welcome him. Unfortunately, our previous target, Hiram Boateng, our director of football lost out on him and he's gone to the MLS instead. But we've got an offer made for Robertson, so I'm hoping this is a senior pro. Let's have a look. Clark Robertson, 29-year-old fullback and centre-half, 3.5-star ability. It's not for now, it's for the end of the season. But this looks like it could be a cracking deal. He's playing for Rotherham, who are currently in the Championship. And at 29, he's a well-known household name. Played for Blackpool before. He's a bit slow, yes, but he's still got acceleration, so it's not like he's physically over the hill. And he looks a solid centre-half. A very good squad addition again. Jay Hurd's starting to impress me. He's not quite Pat Nevin yet, let's not get too excited. But it's a big step up from what we had at Arbroath. And potentially a sign towards Pat Nevin. Maybe someone who's going to be proactive. Someone who's going to get us deals. Now let's see if there's anything else in store in deadline day. Only 9:15, plenty of time to go. Let's go and see what else is in store for us. Well, it's a confirmed signing. Robertson's set to dine for Dundee on the 1st of July. It's definitely going through. It's a big wage, so he must be assumed to be a starter. But a 3-year deal for a player in his prime. He's a good player at this level. I don't have any problems with that whatsoever. A really good addition to the squad. It's just a shame he couldn't be signed now, really. But Clark Robertson will be here in the summer. The rebuild already started, and being proactive about the future. Jay Hurd, whisper it quietly, is impressing me. Well, we've had a $1.5 offer for Wraith for Liam Newton. It looks like a young player he wants to take a gamble on. I mean, his scout summary is awful, so why we're signing him, I'm not quite sure. But he's offered him a deal, he's going to speak to him, and we'll see what happens. I mean, the one he's already added is good. The one that he's added for the summer is good. I just like one more bit of gold dust, really. And is this the man? Offer made for Cooper. We'll look at that in a moment. Newton has joined the club. It's a very bizarre deal, that. Not sure what he's going to offer us for now. He's in the under-21s or reserves. But let's look at Cooper. Yes! It's George Cooper. Absolute star down in England. Played for Crewe as a youngster. I'm not sure. Did we have him in the FIFA 19 series, maybe? I'm sure I've encountered him at some point. But he is a good player. Big solid left winger. Can play left wing back. Can play left midfield. Can play right wing. Can play centre mid. He's in his prime at 26. He is a superstar. 129 appearances for Crewe. 34 for Peterborough. 138 for Plymouth. What a signing this would be. End of contract again, so he's not coming at the moment. It looks like Jay Hurd's really preparing for this summer. And he's doing it quite carefully. So you've got to be fair to him. Couple of really good additions from down south by the looks of it. Let's skip ahead and see if it gets concluded. Oh, after the Arbroath shambles last time out, we've almost forgotten what it's like to have a great, exciting deadline day. I know a couple of these are pre-agreed deals, but George Cooper will join us in the summer as well. So a couple of those youngsters going back after their loan, and we're getting a very good player in return. So he's a confirmed signing. Oh, there's an option to buy him now. I wish we could, but that's up to him. But there is another offer. Kinsella is the man. We had a little ticker along the top here on transfer deadline day to say 190 grand to Walsall. Liam Kinsella, a right back. It's an immediate deal, 190,000, 3.5 ability, 3.5 potential. In his prime again, can play right back, centre mid, defensive mid and left mid. Oh, he's good. He's a box-to-box midfielder with 3.5-star ability. It's exactly what we wanted. A former under-21 international for Ireland. Jay Hurd, you are now becoming the next Pat Nevin. What an absolute superstar. If you can pull this one off as well, you have given us one hell of a chance at reaching the top 6. Liam Kinsella, a new bid has been made because they negotiated. There's 4 games tonight, so let's see what happens in them. But the big one's obviously tomorrow. Now, I think we're about to encounter a problem that we've had before. Liam Kinsella has agreed to join the club, and it's asking to delay the deal because Walsall haven't yet signed a replacement. Now, this is something I find frustrating because we've set the director of football in charge of everything. We'd like him to make this decision. So the problem I have is if we say yes, we've obviously got a much better chance of getting him. If we say no, we've got a better chance of getting a signing because nothing will happen until this deal is done. But despite that, he is the right target. So I'm going to press accept because he's Jay Hurd's man. And we'll see if we get him by the end of the day. It's not ideal in the head coach to make this decision, but we don't have a choice. So let's accept it and we'll see what happens. Well, almost back to FM20 there. An offer from Glentoran in Northern Ireland for one of our young strikers. We're happy to send him there and I'm glad they're chasing those sorts of targets. Well done, Glenn Toran. But now no deal's happening because of this sort of delay. You can see what's happened. The hours are ticking down and Jay Hurd won't do anything because there's already a man on the go. And this 2 transfers at once thing doesn't seem to happen very often. And I think we're going to miss out. Hearts have won at Aberdeen as well. It's turning into a very bad night for us. And there's nothing happening on the transfer front. Pressing accept is going to be a big problem for me. Look at the time petering out. Are you confident? I'm going to say yes. So go and get it done, Director of Football. Oh, it's fallen through with an hour to go. An hour to go. They've given us no time as well. So we'll see if the Director of Football can do something. But that is so bad from Walsall. Not a big fan of that at all. Come on, Jay Hurd. Deliver us a miracle. Well, it's not happened in the end by the looks of it. But still a decent day in truth. Just good to have excitement again. After the months with Arbroath where we had that really poor transfer deadline, no offers being made, we're back to the Pat Nevin style one. And the man who deserves the credit is Jay Hurd. He is our new Pat Nevin. He is fantastic at his job. And he's done wonderful work as well. If we just wrap up the transfer news, we've got 3 players coming in. One of which was today. For the senior squad, that is. Andy Irving coming in from Hearts. £8,000 a month it's costing us. A really good, solid first team midfielder. Ewan White has gone to St Mirren for $425,000. How he got that much for him, I will never ever know. And then he's also pre-agreed 2 very good deals for the summer. So Clark Robertson will join at the start of July. A solid player. Starting for Ross County at the moment. I didn't realise he'd come back up north on loan. But having a solid season and he'll be a good addition. And George Cooper, the left winger, came through in the famed Crew Academy. And he looks a fantastic pro out on the left wing, on the right wing and at left wing back. Maybe even a change of shape next year. But lots of good work done. A shame he couldn't get Kinsella over the line. Walsall really screwed him over there. But we are in a very solid position. But of course that was just a little warm-up, the little taster to this episode. We've got Dundee United in the Dundee Derby. So let's see how January went for us. You were with me for the 2 games at the end of December. And we did lose against Celtic last time around. But in between that, we were unbeaten. Albeit nearly all of the games were draws. But it's still a good run. And it's still showing positivity. So a 1-0 win started it at home to Kilmarnock. Carlton Morris with the early winner there. A 2-2 draw away at Hibs. Kieran McGrath off the bench with a late equaliser. Logan Chalmers had got the opener early on. A 3-1 win at home to Aberdeen. Carlton Morris with a brace and Jordan Roberts off the left wing with a goal. A 3-2 win away at St Mirren despite a rotated side. 2 for McGrath and 1 for Forest. And then 3 back-to-back draws. Away at Ross County with a Morris penalty. A home to St Johnstone with a Morris strike. Gutting 94th minute equaliser there. And then a 2-2 draw at home to Hearts. Pittman getting a late equaliser, a brilliant strike. And Carlton Morris another one from the spot. And then only a 1-0 defeat away at Celtic. Not bad going at all really. Both sides today missing loads of players. Of course, we're Dundee United in the Stream Series. So how many of those regulars are still in the squad? We've seen Lawrence Shankland is there. We've already seen that Liam Smith's out injured. Fuchs is in the squad. Kai Fotheringham, one of the young stars. Seagrease, the goalkeeper. Not a huge amount else really. Only really 4 or 5 of that squad was there at the start of the series. We've got 1 in the form of Chalmers on the left wing, of course. So it's going to be interesting to see how we match up. Dundee United, a club we know quite well from our Stream Series. And Dundee, the bitter rivals, the ones that we're hoping will win this tie. Here we go then. A very big football match to kick off after the January transfer window. Did Dundee United do anything on deadline day? No. Not in terms of wins anyway. But a really good rise for us. We did win 3rd place in the Manager of the Month award behind the 2 old firm managers, Neil Lennon and Stahl Solbakken, interestingly. But we were 3rd, and that's a really impressive feat for us. 7 changes recommended from the last game. I'm going to go and have a look to see what they are, because the fitness is good. And I'm not quite sure why he's asking us to change everyone. Carlton Morris should start, as should Chalmers. We'll keep burning. Irving can start on the bench. McPake's a good player. Akinola, Adoffin and McGee are in their natural positions, so I'm not going to change them round. It's a very strange one. It's not asking me to take players out. It's asking me to move them around. So Kieran McGrath, the young striker we've got on loan, he's joining Crystal Palace in the summer. It's a really big deal. He's back to fitness after injury, so we'll get him in. I think that's about all we can do. Andy Irving's going to come onto the bench for Thompson, of course. His first chance in a Dundee shirt. And I'm tempted to do the same with Rossi, the centre-half. Because Beavis Mugabe's the one who's out at the moment. But I'm going to stick with it. I think that's our best possible 11. I think it's our best 18. So we've got Chapman in goal, the goalkeeper not replaced just yet. McGee and Marshall the fullbacks with Adoffin and Akinola centre half. Gorin, Pittman and Byrne the midfield three, with Chalmers and McPake behind Morris up front in time for the Dundee derby. It's a massive game, it's a massive moment for us. So let's go and see if we can stay unbeaten. I'd probably cautiously take a draw in this one. Anything but a defeat, and it's not a disaster. Lawrence Shankland skippers Dundee United, a man we know very well from the live streams. Jamie Patterson up there now as well. They've got Will Ferry on the left, who we briefly managed at Ireland last year in the head coach. And Giandro Fuchs still there too. The goalkeeper's still in charge, there's plenty going on. But there's no point speculating, there's no point comparing it. Let's get the lads motivated, let's do it for the fans. It's derby day, I'm absolutely buzzing. And let's make sure it doesn't come down with a crashing halt. We have to get a result from this game. A draw, a victory, I don't care. But we cannot lose it. Let's see what happens. Early doors, it's a corner kick for Dundee United. A Doffin heads it away well. And here's McPake on the right wing. A chance to counter. He's got Morris up with him, but he's going all the way down the wing. Morris in the middle if he can find him. He does as well, but it's just overhit. Couldn't bring it down. He turns back and crosses. McPake loses out in the air. And now it's Dundee United's turn to counter. Already frantic. We're only a few minutes in. I do worry about letting Shankland in up top though. If we give him a few chances, he will score. As Patterson's in on the right hand side, and there's your example. Shankland gets the header in, is just wide of the far post. And Aaron Chapman was scrambling there. We've got 11 minutes on the clock. It's been a little bit end to end so far. Long kick downfield, headed away as far away as glass. And to be honest, Dundee United have looked the better so far. Though Burns got it in the centre circle. Plenty of space and time. Finds Morris to Chalmers, the former Dundee United man. And he wins the penalty from the foul. Carlton Morris, I think, is the best taker. And he is going to take it. Now, can he give us the lead? He scored a couple already in the last month. And we need one more. Don't miss this one. It's Carlton Morris into the far corner. The keeper went the right way, but he was not getting there. And the former Dundee United man wins the penalty. And Carlton Morris tucks it away. 1-0 to Dundee. The perfect start. Well, it's been a quiet first half as we head into 2 minutes of stoppage time. But the stats don't lie. We've been the better team. We've had just about more of the possession. Just about more in terms of chances. And far more in expected goals because of the penalty. So we're going to keep the lads going out there for the fans. They've been disciplined as well. No bookings just yet. I'm sure that'll come back to bite me. But a really good performance so far. One thing that does worry me in a lot of these games, St Johnstone being the prime example, is we fall away later on because of the smaller squad. But with the addition of an extra centre midfielder now, I think that could help. Marshall's had a poor game at left back, but I don't really want to replace him for a youngster today. We've got to the last 20 and there's nothing happening. And that's a really good sign, I think. So let's go and replace a few of these. Byrne is going to be replaced by Irving. What a time to make his debut for the club. And he'll be a box-to-box midfielder, I think. He's much better as a playmaker, but box-to-box today, I'm afraid. McPake is knackered on the right wing, so who have we got for him? Alan Forrest will come on out there. And I'll leave it at that for now. Chalmers has got 5 more, and then we'll get off another one of the tired legs. Because it has been a really good, solid performance. We've not seen anything bar that one glancing header for Dundee United. So let's get Carlton Morris out on the left. I'm going to bring McGrath on up front. A bit of a threat in behind. Bit of pace, bit of composure, quality on the ball. And we'll have Morris as an inside forward next to him. I feel like that's the best combination we've got at the moment. So let's go and do it. 12 minutes plus stoppage time to go. And the less highlights we see, the better. We have got 6 minutes left on the clock. And Lawrence Shankland is taking a throw in for Dundee United. Clark puts the ball in. McGee clears it. Forrest is trying to get there. Great tackle. But it only falls for Raven. Over the top to Hurstick. Oh, it's 1-1. Oh, it's disallowed. He's offside, and look at the cheers from the crowd. Absolutely brilliant. 4 minutes to go, and we are going to be time wasting our backsides off in a minute. There are 3 minutes added on. Let's get to the instructions. In fact, let's do it the long way. I want to get as many tactical instructions on as possible here. The fullbacks are going to be fullbacks, not wingbacks. Fullback duty on defend. We are going to have a deep line playmaker on defend. A central midfielder is going to become a central midfielder on defend. Andy Irving is going to become a deep line playmaker on support. And then I think the other 3 will stay as they are. But that is about the best we could hope for today. It's been a brilliant performance in the derby. I know we haven't seen it much this year, but time wasting is all the rage, so drop the tempo. Time waste all the time. Be more disciplined. Play for set pieces. Let's waste some time. We're going to slow the pace down when we've got a goal kick. We're going to drop the line of engagement going forward. Anything we can to see us a bit more defensive. We are going to go to the set pieces, just in terms of free kicks and corners, because I want to make sure we're not attacking too many. We've got 3 back there, that's enough. And we've got 3 back there as well, that's fine. 3 minutes of stoppage time to go, and we could be endearing ourselves to the fans very quickly as Dundee beat Dundee United in a derby. A crucial 1-0 victory with a penalty. Not the best performance in the world, not the greatest game at all. I think we only saw the 2 or 3 highlights, but a wonderful result, and that is the main thing. Dundee nick it 1-0, and let's see if that puts us closer or in to the top 6 in the SPL. We're straight back to the media, the Dundee Football Post. I am absolutely delighted, son. Let's have a look at where we are. We're in 7th place, and now those gaps are starting to get a bit bigger. 8 points to Hearts in 11th, 5 points to Motherwell in 10th. Okay, 7 points to Kilmarnock in 3rd, who won again, but St Johnstone only 2 ahead of us in 4th. And if we get to 4th, we could get Europe. We're not ruling that out yet. It is so tight in the SPL. 5 points separating 6 teams now. It's going to be a fantastic run-in, and it's just about who gets themselves to the split in the top 6. It is now all about that. So let's go and have a quick round-up, see when we're next going to be back, because this is going to be a cracking end to the season. And to be fair, in terms of the head coach, episodes don't get much better than this. A transfer deadline day that's been active, a director of football being proactive, and he's already preparing for the future, which impresses me more. And then a big win against the rivals in your first derby game at a club. Given the worries we had in the first 2 games, and partly us trying to be silly tactically, this has been a comeback of epic proportions. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to come back for the last 2 games before the split. Celtic at home is a massive challenge, of course. We lost 1-0 to them on the road. And then Hearts away, who are down in 11th. Now, it sounds great, but we're only 8 points clear of them, and they've got a game in hand. So that's the position we've got to finish above this year. So that's the most important match. And hopefully, we can edge towards the top 6 then. But who knows? It's going to be a long old road between now and then. 8 more games to go in the league, 1 more in the cup at least. League 1 opposition in Inverness, who we of course drew against with our Arbroath side. I'll be interested to see how that league's starting to look now. Arbroath getting caught slightly, Brechin doing well in mid-table, and I'm sure Pat Nevin still doing great work for them. I've just got to check up on him. He bought 1 more in January for them, and it's a good signing. Good on Pat, he's doing a fantastic job. But what an episode, what a performance. I'll leave that there. We are in 7th place in the Scottish Premiership table. And Dundee fans, have you warmed to me yet? We beat Dundee United 1-0. What a performance, what a result, and what an end to a brilliant episode. If you did enjoy that transfer action and of course the big win against the rivals, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. You'll get alerts as daily content releases from 2 long-term stories, as well as when we go live for 2 live streams a week. Ironically, those with Dundee United, as you guys voted for in your numbers. There's links to all of the other playlists on the channel in the eye above, as well as the podcast which I'm part of. Lots of Scottish football content up there too. But a big thanks for watching, for supporting as always. A fantastic day in the window. And have we found ourselves another Pat Nevin? And perhaps more importantly, a longer term home? I'll see you next time to find out.